All right, guys, William here, the Biz Coach, Credit Repair Boss, back for another video. And this month is all about home ownership, even if you have less than perfect credit. And today we're going to be talking about the 5 mistakes that you need to avoid when shopping for a home loan, even if you have less than perfect credit. So let's go. So the 5 mistakes that you want to avoid when shopping for a home loan. Mistake number 1, applying for credit or applying for a home loan without first knowing your credit score. That's going to be very important to the process, because if you don't check your credit score before you go in to apply for a mortgage or the home loan, you're going to be going in blind, not knowing what to expect. So what you can do is go to annualcreditreport.com and you can get a free copy of your credit report and know exactly what is included in your credit report, what things may be inaccurate that you can start to fix before you even go into the process, the home buying process. That's a great place to start. Eventually, you want to subscribe to a credit monitoring service, to where they give you real-time updates whenever they give you alerts whenever things change on your credit profile and your credit report, so you can know exactly what's going on with your credit. If you have less than perfect credit, getting a credit monitoring subscription is a very important step in cleaning up your credit going forward, because you'll know exactly what you have going on with your credit profile. So number 1, you don't want to go in to apply for a home loan until you first know your credit scores, where you currently stand, so you won't be blindsided. All right, mistake number 2 that you want to avoid is you want to avoid racking up any unnecessary inquiries. So basically you want to avoid just applying for different things just to see if you can get approved or not, or kind of tearing up your credit by getting all these inquiries. What an inquiry is, every time a lender or a financial institution reviews your credit for the purposes of extending an account or a trade line of credit to you, that is an inquiry. That is another reason why you want to make sure that you're aware of your scores before you go in, because it could help you avoid racking up any useless or unnecessary denials or inquiries. So mistake number 2, you want to avoid racking up on inquiries, pointless or useless, unnecessary inquiries, because in the long run, when lenders and financial institutions look at your credit report, they're going to see these inquiries, and it's going to make you look like you're thirsty for credit, or that you're just reaching for something, and that's going to be a turnoff for a lot of lenders and financial institutions. All right, number 3, you want to avoid signing up for any paperwork before you've done your research on that certain lender, or that mortgage lender, or that financial institution. So there's a lot of moving parts with the home buying process. You definitely want to consult a professional realtor or a professional mortgage lender, kind of CYA, consult your attorney, consult your accountant, that sort of thing. In my experience, it's been best to work with groups of people who are familiar with each other, because in the home buying process, you're going to be basically the CEO of this organization, and there's going to be a team of people working around you. So it helps the relationship, it kind of helps the chemistry of the process if the realtor is familiar with the mortgage company, and vice versa. The mortgage company is familiar with the real estate agent, and a lot of times they may use the same title company, or they're familiar with each other's processes. So it really helps out the situation if there's a snag in the process. If you're trying to get this done with less than perfect credit, it really helps if you have a realtor who has a working business relationship with your mortgage broker or the mortgage company, to where he or she can just call them on their personal phone or their business phone and say, hey, we got this situation, what can we do to work it out? And everybody's familiar with each other. They've done deals in the past with each other, so they have that trust and they have that camaraderie, I guess, if that's a word. But you want to basically avoid being in situations where everybody's strangers or maybe their first time working with each other. It really helps to work with people who are familiar with each other. You don't have to go through that ice-breaking process. It's more of like a vertically integrated service, to where everybody knows what everybody's doing, and it really helps to speed up the process. Okay, mistake number 4, the fourth thing that you want to avoid while going through this home buying process is it kind of goes back to the inquiry situation. You want to avoid, once you're serious about the home buying process, you want to avoid looking for credit for any major purchases, such as cars, furniture, jewelry, that sort of thing. You want to kind of put that on hold until you get everything finalized with your home buying process. And that's with just about any process, but especially if you do have less than perfect credit, those scores can change at any moment if you're applying for different things, unnecessarily or before everything is finalized. And the slightest change in your scores could be critical to the process. So you want to hold off on shopping for furniture, shopping for auto loans while you're in this process. You want to be very disciplined with this, because if you do have less than perfect credit and you are able to get a loan, you don't want to agitate the process or make it more difficult by building up different inquiries, shopping for different things, major purchases, and possibly jeopardizing the credit score that you do have. Okay, and finally, the final thing that you want to avoid is signing any type of documentation that you don't fully understand line by line. So with the home buying process, you definitely, just like with any other professional service, you want to do business with people that you know, like, and trust. So dealing with the mortgages, you want to make sure that you're dealing with a lender that can explain every single step of the process to you. All of the different language that's in the mortgage agreement, especially if you do have less than perfect credit, you want to make sure that you're getting a mortgage that's going to fit your needs in the short term as well as the long term. So a lot of times, I guess back when during the real estate crash, when people were getting all these subprime mortgages, a lot of people were getting these adjustable rate mortgages to where the interest rate was really low for the first few years, and then it would skyrocket 5 or 10 years later. And a lot of mortgage lenders would be like, well, it's okay, you can just refinance later. And a lot of people weren't able to refinance because they were already stretched so thin. A lot of that, like, predatory type of lending, for the most part, is a thing of the past, but yet and still, you want to make sure you're dealing with somebody that can explain everything to you line by line. They don't get irritated or get kind of rushed or frustrated when you're asking questions. So it goes back to that relationship is very important. So you definitely want to avoid being in any situation that you don't understand. That's going to be very important to the home buying process. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. These quick tips. Hope you all enjoyed it. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave comments. Stay tuned, because on the next video we're going to be discussing the top things that you may be doing right now to hurt your credit score and you don't even know it. So be on the lookout for that video, but that's it for this time. Peace.